Welcome back, everybody. Ready for another deep dive into the CCRA Centennial news?
Always fascinating to see what's happening in the neighborhood.
Right, you never know what you'll find. This is the December 2024 issue, by the way. Lots of holiday cheer in here, but also, some serious stuff too. You always get a good mix with this paper.
Yeah, that's true.
So, shall we just jump right in? I was thinking maybe we could start with something kind of unexpected.
Okay, sure.
The Huron Carol. Everyone knows it, right? It was in the moon of wintertime.
Yeah, a classic, a Canadian Christmas classic.
Exactly. But here's the thing. Did you know the English lyrics weren't written until 1927?
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. And by a non-Indigenous poet, too. Not a direct translation of the original Wemid at all.
Huh. Makes you wonder how things get, passed down through history.
Totally. But there's some good news here, too. Like, artists like Bruce Cockburn and Susan Aglukark are performing the carol in Indigenous languages now.
Oh, that's great. That's really bringing it back to its roots.
Right. Kind of reclaiming that heritage. Okay, but moving on to something a little more present day. The CCRA had their big 75th anniversary celebration.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Big turnout, apparently.
Huge. The article mentions a packed house, and they gave Jeff Forsyth, the retiring president, a standing ovation.
Well-deserved, I'm sure. 40 years of service, wasn't it?
Something like that. Wow. Must have seen a lot of changes over the years.
Yeah. And now we got 3 brand new board members coming in. Always good to have fresh perspectives.
Keep things moving forward. Speaking of moving forward, there's this really cool project, CCRA Community Memories.
Oh, yeah, that video project, right?
Yeah. They're interviewing residents, getting their stories about Centennial, past, present, and future.
Love those kind of personal accounts, like little pieces of living history.
Exactly. And it's such a mix of voices, too. You've got Fran Keeler, one of the first homeowners on Centennial Road.
Wow. She must have some stories.
Right. And then there's Charlene Braithwaite. She talks about her mother researching Black history in the area. Fascinating stuff.
Uncovering those hidden layers of the past. Really important work. Speaking of uncovering things, did you see the article on Ted's restaurant?
Ted's. 70 years. Can you believe it?
Hard to believe anything's been around that long these days. What was it they said? A true centennial institution?
Yeah, something like that. But you know what really got me? Ted Petkoff, the original owner, lived to be 106.
106?
Mm-hmm.
Good genes, good food, I guess. The diner must have kept him young.
Who knows? But I love that the waitresses have seen, whole families grew up there.
Generations coming and going. That's something special.
It is. Okay, and last but not least, we got to talk about Andrew Cochran, the Olympic coach.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Beach Volleyball. Silver medal, wasn't it?
That's right.
Yeah.
And get this, he has a PhD in exercise physiology.
Seriously? That's impressive. So he's not just a coach, he's like a scientist of sport.
Well, the article talks about how he takes this super holistic approach, physical training, of course, but also athlete health and well-being.
Smart. Makes sense. Happy athletes probably perform better. Speaking of performing, did you see the piece on energy martial arts?
Oh, yeah, that place has been around forever. 20 years or something. Martial arts are pretty big these days, though. It's not just about fighting anymore.
Right. It's about discipline, respect, fitness, all that good stuff. This academy seems to have a really good program. And I like that they have that after-school thing, picking kids up from the elementary school.
It's super convenient for parents.
Yeah.
It's almost like a community hub in a way.
Yeah.
And speaking of new things in the community, there's a new thrift store in Centennial Plaza. My walk-in closet by pound.
By the pound? What's that all about?
I know, right? He's by clothes by weight. But it makes sense, I guess. Thrifting is huge now.
Yeah. Sustainable shopping, vintage finds. People love it.
Totally. Okay, but let's get serious for a minute. We got to talk about the fraud article.
Oh, yeah. Never a fun topic, but super important, especially around the holidays.
Right. It's like scammers are just waiting to pounce. This Detective Coffee, he gave a presentation at the Seniors Expo, and he said something that really stuck with me. He said that these scams, they prey on emotions, not logic.
Makes sense. People let their guard down, especially when they're feeling, generous or something.
Exactly. And he specifically mentioned this grandparent scam. They pretend to be your grandchild in trouble, needing money. Awful.
Terrible. Preying on people's love for their families. It's just wrong.
It is. And then there's the Reno fraud. Remember that roofing scam we had here in Centennial?
Oh, yeah. Those crooks. Charging a fortune for work they didn't even do.
Yeah.
And ripping off tiles just to pressure people.
Unbelievable. It's like, you can't trust anyone these days.
Yeah.
I mean, not everyone, obviously, but...
Right. But it's good to be aware, Do your research. Don't rush into anything.
Yeah, absolutely. If something feels off, it probably is.
It's scary how convincing some of these scams can be.
It really is. Okay, enough doom and gloom. Let's talk about something a bit more uplifting.
Sure.
Like the message from Gary Tanuan, the TCDSB trustee.
Oh, yeah, that was nice.
Really sweet how the whole school community came together to celebrate St. Joseph Parish's 170th anniversary.
It was a big one. 1,500 people, they said. Students, staff, parents, volunteers.
Wow. Those commemoration masses must have been something else.
Yeah. It's nice to see, that sense of community, that shared history.
Yeah, it really is. And it wasn't all serious either. The gala dance night sounded like a lot of fun.
Oh, I read about that. Priests teaching new dance moves. That's great.
It is. It's like they know how to have a good time, too.
Exactly. Faith and fun all rolled into one. And then there's that Skate with Santa event at Huron Park Arena.
Oh, yeah. December 8th.
Free skating, hot chocolate, a visit with Santa. Sounds like a perfect holiday outing.
It does. And they're even collecting food donations for the Daily Bread Food Bank.
Always good to give back, especially this time of year. Okay, so moving on. I thought Deputy Mayor Jennifer McKelvey's message on winter preparedness was interesting.
Yeah, it's that time of year again. Snow plows and salt trucks.
I know, right? But seriously, it's good that the city's got a plan,
Oh, they definitely have a plan. A $100 million budget for snow removal. Did you see that?
No, really?
Yeah, and they prioritize those hilly streets, which, thank goodness, because...
treacherous out there sometimes.
Totally. And I love that they have that online map, where you can track the plows.
Oh, yeah, that's handy. It's good that they're, transparent about it all.
Right. But it's not just the city. We all have to do our part, right? Shovel our sidewalks and all that.
Yeah. Community effort.
Yeah.
Safety for everyone. Speaking of community effort, did you see Vijay Thanigasalam's announcement? The MPP.
Oh, yeah. Tackling the affordability crisis. Big topic these days.
Well, he's offering that $200 rebate, right? For every taxpayer and eligible child.
Right. It's not a ton of money, but
yeah.
Every little bit helps. Right?
Exactly. And he also talked about the success of that One Fare program for public transit.
Oh, yeah. Saving commuters like $1,600 a year on average. That's pretty significant.
It is. Makes public transit a lot more appealing, for sure. And it's good for the environment, too. He also mentioned those other initiatives. The gas tax cut, getting rid of the license plate renewal fees.
Oh, yeah. And those tolls on highways 412 and 418.
Gone. So yeah, he's really trying to address those transportation costs.
Seems like a multifaceted approach.
Right. Okay, this one's big. The Scarborough Academy of Medicine and Integrated Health.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. The first medical school in Scarborough. Finally.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming. They're actually building it now at UTSC.
That's great. I mean, training doctors locally, that could make a real difference for healthcare in the area.
Totally. And Thanigasalam announced those Learn and Stay grants. $88 million.
Wow. To encourage new doctors to, stay and practice in Ontario, right?
That's the idea. Family medicine in particular.
Makes sense. We need more family doctors.
Big time. Okay, what about Gary Anandasangari's message? The MP. His shout out to everyone who donated to that toy drive was really nice.
It was. Those toys for kids with sickle cell anemia. It's heartwarming, to see people stepping up.
For sure. And he announced a bunch of new stuff, too, like that GSTHST exemption.
Oh, right. On essential items, groceries, kids' clothes, even restaurant meals.
That'll help a lot of people, especially around the holidays. It's only from December 14th to February 15th, though, right?
Right. But still, that's when those holiday expenses really hit, so.
Yeah, good timing for sure. And then there's that $250 Working Canadians rebate.
For anyone who worked in 2023 and earned under $150,000, I think.
Okay, so a lot of people qualify.
Yeah, seems like it. Again, not a huge amount, but still.
Helpful. It all adds up. I liked what he said about small businesses, too. They need support, especially now.
Totally. And he's doing stuff to help, like reducing those credit card transaction fees.
Oh, right. And that Canada carbon rebate for small businesses. Good stuff. Okay, let's talk environment for a minute. That Rouge National Urban Park expansion is fantastic news.
It is, adding almost 120 hectares. That's a big chunk of green space.
Huge. And they're investing nearly $1 million to restore habitats along the Rouge River and West Duffins Creek watersheds.
Wow, that's a lot. It's good to see them, taking care of our natural spaces.
Absolutely. It's all connected, right?
Yeah.
The urban and the natural.
Totally. And, it's great that Anandasangari acknowledged the role Indigenous peoples play in all this.
Yeah. He mentioned that huge conservation agreement they signed
Yeah.
in the Northwest Territories, right?
Yeah, Canada's largest Indigenous-led conservation agreement. Pretty landmark. Really recognizing the importance of Indigenous knowledge and leadership when it comes to protecting the environment.
That's really important. Okay, before we move on, we have to talk about Catherine McLean's recipes.
Oh, yes. The food writer. Always a highlight. What she got for us this month.
Winter drinks,
Ah.
a sangria, and a non-alcoholic punch. Perfect for holiday gatherings.
Oh, those sound delicious. I'm definitely gonna have to try those. Actually, you know what? That feels like a good place to wrap up for now.
Yeah, maybe we should save the fraud stuff for next time.
Good idea. Let's end on a festive note.
Yeah, probably a good idea. We can come back to Detective Coffee's advice next time. Important stuff, though. Seriously.
But definitely worth a deeper dive.
Right. Okay, so before we completely forget, big shout out to all the volunteers who distribute this paper every month.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Rain or shine, they're out there. Almost 4,800 copies. Did you see that?
It's a lot of papers. Wanda Weirs-Bickey, the distribution coordinator, she's always looking for more volunteers, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, especially for that McGrath area route, I think. So if anyone's listening and has some free time, get some exercise, meet your neighbors, all that good stuff.
Sounds like a win-win.
Totally. Oh, and one more thing. Denise Bacon's message about CCRA memberships.
Oh, right, yeah. Important to remember. It's how they fund all the, events and programs and everything.
Exactly. Membership dues are the lifeblood of any community organization, right? It's an investment in Centennial, basically.
Absolutely. And you get a voice too, right? You can actually have a say in what happens in your community.
Exactly. So yeah, if you're not already a member, think about joining. Okay, I think that's pretty much everything for this month.
Yeah, I think we covered it all.
Another jam-packed issue of the CCRA Centennial News.
As always.
Well, that was fun. Until next time, everyone, stay safe, stay warm, and happy holidays.
Happy holidays.